Shalom. Call Haloyam La Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Bachar Kodash, Bachar Yahweh, Bachar Yahweh Shai, Bachar Kodash, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Bachar Kodash. Shalom, double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the elders and the elder bishops and the elders in the Akim and the Akwath of the hopeful elect. Shalom. Just want to go to a quick video the Spirit gave me, a lesson entitled The Elect Go Through Hell Within Hell. So as we know, unbeknownst to, 2/3 Israelites, they think that they're free, but we're actually still in the land of our captivity. It would be just like this, the little hats, the Jewish people still being in the same land of the Germans, in Nazi Germany, and saying that they're free, and that the Germans telling the Jewish people that they're free, right? And we know that that would not be the case. Same thing over here. We were forced over here on cargo slave ships and forcibly brought across the waters into this land. So where are we at? We're still in that land. So we're not free. We're just in crafty oppression. We're in crafty slavery. Well, we know we're oppressed, but we're in crafty slavery, modern slavery, economic and spiritual and mental and financial. But so the Spirit just hit me on listening to a video. I can't remember yesterday, but I'm like, yeah, we go through hell within hell, because we're in hell in our captivity, because captivity is hell, and then we're suffering in hell by why? Because we're living as that new creature, that new man, putting off the old man and keeping our garments. Because the Israelites, the 1/3 is they're separate from 2/3, which basically they're not our people right now, because they're living as the heathen of righteous life. And even within that 1/3, it's like sports analogy of the Hall of Fame. You have what they call a special room inside that room of Hall of Fame, like for the NBA. In the Hall of Fame, you have a lot of Hall of Famers, but then there's a special room of the best of that Hall of Fame group of men, which is, you will have Michael Jordan, you will have Hakeem Olajuwon, LeBron, Kobe, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. These guys, it's a special select room. Within that, same thing with the 144,000 amongst the 1/3 elect body of the Messiah. So, we just go through hell. Just going out every day into the embattlements of the city. It's it can be a stress. It can be a strain, especially when you when your spiritual eyes is on and filtering everything every day. Not even you just do it naturally. When you're in the truth and sincerity. And you're only immersed in the holy words of the Most High and following Yahweh Shai. This place is very vexing, because everything you see, you seeing everything just spiritually, just second nature. It becomes second nature after a while of studying so much. And it's a vexing place. Like Lot was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, in Sodom and Gomorrah. The elect, or the modern day Lot, in modern Sodom and modern spiritual Egypt and modern Babylon, which is Babylon the Great. So we're just suffering and going through the hell within hell of suffering these things, and not because the 2/3, they're going to do what? Enjoy. They're living their quote unquote, they call it what, living their best life in hell. So they're in hell, but they're living it up to the best of their abilities of what they can, But we're going through hell within hell. So, the hopeful elect. So we'll start at Hebrews chapter 9 and verse 11. But Mashiach, that's what Christ really means. That's Christ supposed to mean anointed, right? Let's double check. Yeah, anointed. Yes, anointed. But that's what Mashiach in the Hebrew means, anointed. But Mashiach being come and high priest of good things to come, by a greater and more perfect tabernacle, because Yahushua is he did away, the Levitical priesthood, the ministry, because we don't have a temple anymore. So, those that follow the Messiah are like priests because they are making their daily sacrifice of their body, the old man, killing that old man every day, Romans 12 and 1 through 2, that reasonable sacrifice, which is our mandatory obligated duty. So, but Mashiach being come and high priest of good things to come, which is the kingdom of heaven, by a greater and more perfect tabernacle. That new tabernacle, that's the spiritual temple of the 1/3 elect, because we're the body. Because tabernacle basically means house and body. So the 1/3 body of Yahushua, that's the Israelites, the 1/3, by a greater and more perfect tabernacle. Because that's that third temple, the spirit, the temple being of the 1/3 collective body of Yahushua, not made with hands. See, because all the temples were made with hands. This new temple will not be made with hands. That's the 1/3 body of Yahushua, not made with hands. That is to say, not of this building. Verse 12, neither by the blood of goats and calves, but by his own blood he entered in once into the holy place, having obtained eternal redemption for us. See, because his blood was much greater than the animal's blood, right? And so those that follow the Messiah have to do the same thing, not literally shed our blood, but every day make our body a living sacrifice by doing it. We're reenacting, sacrificing ourselves on a daily basis, which means not fulfilling the flesh, not living a filthy life, but keeping your garments clean to the best of your ability, rehearsing the righteous acts of the commandments, and having the faith in the Most High and Yahushua, because the faith is what justifies us and cleanses us. But then it's like we have some soap and a scrub and a like a sponge, trying to keep our garments clean, scrubbing it every day with by keeping the commandments to the best of our abilities. So Romans 6 and 8. Now if we be dead with Mashiach, we believe that we shall also live with him. So, and how are we dead? How do we die? First, because he died for us. It cleansed us and washed our sins away, wiped our slate clean, gave us a new, because we had a bill we had to pay through death. But now that the Messiah took away that bill from us, and he took it on his head. He took it upon himself, and suffered for us. So now we're forever indebted to we're forever indebted to the Messiah, and that's a beautiful thing. And you should want to feel compelled to take that to heart and want to repay the Lord Yahushua to the best of our ability, right? So we died. We died with the Messiah, and so and then when he was resurrected, that's basically us being resurrected too, because the head is attached to the body, or the body that's attached to the head. And so now we live to the best of our abilities, that new man, that new creature. So, so we did. That's how we and we're doing that by sacrifice. Like I say, once again, going through hell, within hell, by rejecting our flesh. And the only ones that's living with him now, ultimately, is all Israel. But the first go around for that salvation would be only the elect. Zechariah 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. That's the 2/3 of Israelites. But the third shall be left therein, and that's the body that died with the Messiah and will live with the Messiah. They're going to reign 1,000 years in the kingdom of heaven. When the kingdom of heaven is raised up, it's built up by the heathen during the kingdom age of slavery, that the heathen must pay back for what they've done to us. Then eventually at some point after, eventually the 2/3 will come back into the kingdom of heaven through the seed of the 1/3 men in the kingdom of heaven. Revelation 14 and verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, that's Yahushua, and the Mount Zion are the Israelites, the 1/3 elect, and with him 144,000, that's the 144,000, that's that special room within that room, like, for lack of a better analogy, the Hall of Famers, right? The 1/3. And then there's a special select room within that Hall of Fame, or within, that 1/3, which is the 144,000. That's the government. Like in America, they have, the politicians and, congressmen and all these people that's ruling together, and their public head is the president, right? But we know that a shadow government selects him. But that's our head is Yahushua, and then we're the governing body, the government over the citizens of the 1/3, and then ultimately and the rest of the 2/3 as well eventually. But that's what this going into. Those that's suffering, the 1/3 that's suffering in this hell, within that hell of Babylon the Great. Having his father's name written in their foreheads, because we're gonna have the law, statutes, and commandments ingrained within our spirit, and we're gonna have it's going to be that new the fleshly hearts, the fleshly minds, the softer minds that steers toward the right, because right now we have stony mind, we have hard minds, that stiff neck that steers to the left towards Satan, and we have to reject ourselves and reject that stony heart with that battle of the spirit versus that flesh, which is that stony heart, that stony mind, that carnal mind and flesh. Verse 2. And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. So it's a celebration, and it's like like a ceremony. Verse 3. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the 4 beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. So it's going to be a special situation for the cream of the crop of the 1/3. But all the 1/3 are going to be blessed beyond beyond imagination. But it's going to be another level for the 144,000. Verse 4. These are they which were not defiled with women. That's going into the other nations, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb Yahushua whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, into the Lamb. So the 1/3 elect, that's the first fruits of salvation. And then the first fruits of the first fruits is the 144,000. Because there's a special responsibility for them, and special, they go through even more so than the average 1/3. James 3:1. My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. And going to that word, because when you're a teacher, you have a greater responsibility. Elder, prophet, teacher, elder, bishop, it's more responsibility. So therefore, more of a judgment, which is, could be upon your head, which is, terrifying to think about. Look at that. That's Spirit 144. 144 teachers. Those are the teachers and everything. That's not a coincidence, but call hello Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So right here it says, a brother, whether born of the same 2 parents or only of the same father or mother. So Adelphos meaning brethren. That's where they get Philadelphia from, city of brotherly love. But so we can get masters, and we know who your only brother is of your nation. So the masters right here meaning a teacher. So don't be many teachers. You know, keep it simple, because that bring more condemnation if you get swept away in doing too much. So in the New Testament, one who teaches concerning the things of Yahweh and the duties of man, one who is fitted to teach or thinks himself so. So, so then right there, that Jewish is false. So the teachers of the Israelites of the true proper doctrine. So be not many teachers, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. So you have to be careful. It's a deadly serious thing, teaching the words of the Most High, because that'll put a lot of blood on your hands, because it'll lead people astray if you're not teaching properly. So you have to be judged more, judged harsher. Oh, wait a minute, let me see something. Get masters again. The root word there, yeah, to teach. So it's all about the teaching, because the teaching through the power and spirit of Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai is what is going to awaken the elect through the Holy Spirit, obviously, first and foremost, giving that increase. So 2 Timothy 2 and verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Because that's what it's all about, enduring that hardness. And what's that hardness? The trials and tribulations that we must go through in this hell. No man, verse 4, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, aka going through hell within hell, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. So this great calling and awakening is from the Most High, and we must live accordingly, live righteous as best as we can, as good as we can. Let's see, Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, prepare thy soul for temptation. And that's going through hell within this hell we're in Babylon the Great. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end, and that's going into the salvation. Being a part of the 1/3 elect. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state, because losing your life for the truth is being brought to a lower state, and the sufferings and the hell within the hell goes into all of that. So just get ready, to go through hell within hell. And we go through that every day. And it's through the grace and mercy of the Most High that won't give us more than we can handle, even though sometimes it may feel like it's too much. But, the Most High always deliver us out of those, he holds us up from falling too far, Luke 9 and 23. And he said to them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. And that's going into what? Going through hell, going through hell within hell. A special kind of hell within this hell. We already going through hell, but it's even more intense hell, within it, when you come to serve the Most High and follow the Lamb Yahweh Shai, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Let's see. Ecclesiastes 7 and 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. The 2/3 are in the house of feasting. The house of mourning is the house of David, 1/3 body of Yahweh Shai. That's in the house of mourning. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. So the dead is in the house of feasting, but the living is they lay it to their heart and mind and think upon it and know to not be in a spirit of mirth and joy and happiness. That's how we're dead with the Messiah and living with the Messiah, by being in the house of mourning. And let's see, verse 4. The heart of the wise, which means the mind of the wise, is in the house of mourning, but the part of fools is in the house of mirth. So that's the 1/3 in the house, and the 1/3 is the wise in the house of mourning, and the 2/3 are the fools in the house of mirth, living it up in Babylon the Great, getting a bag and doing whatever manner of wickedness the hip hop teaches them, in the Hollywood movies and television and social media, following all of these stupid trends, across TikTok and YouTube and all that other madness. Let's see. Verse 5, it is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. And we know that hip-hop is song of fools, and also fools just telling you improper, philosophies of how to live your life in Babylon, to live your best life here. Let's see. From there we'll get Matthew 25. Verse 1, then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom, and that's Yahushua. And the 1/3 is the wise ones. But verse 2, and 5 of them were wise, and five were foolish. So the 5 wise represents the 1/3 elect in the house of mourning, and the 5 foolish are those that's in the house of mirth, and listen and following the song of fools. In verse 10, and those wise virgins, they're going through hell within hell, and those foolish virgins, they're not. They're living their best life within that hell, making the best of hell. It's crazy. Verse 10, and while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. And that's the elect when they get beamed up with that salvation, and that door is going to be shut. Them going into those chariots, the so-called UFOs, and it's going to be a wrap for anyone that didn't get beamed up. Verse 11, and afterward came also the other virgins, saying, that's the 2/3, Lord, Lord, open to us. Verse 12, but he answered and said, verily I say unto you, verily means truthfully, truthfully I say unto you, I know you not. And that's the worst thing you could ever hear. Verse 13, watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. So no one knows the time when Yahushua returns. Even the Messiah don't know, because he said he don't know, but his Father in heaven knows. And so if the Messiah don't even know, it's like, man, so how much more should we be circumspect, meaning full circle like a night owl. We're night owls because owl sees in the dark, sees at night, right? They see clearly in the dark. No matter how dark it is, they see clearly at night owl, and then their head can turn almost all the way around. They circumspect. So the elect are night owls. The night meaning Babylon the Great, this darkness, and we're the owls with that vision. And what's the vision? The prophecies of the Holy Scriptures. We're the modern day seers, and they called seers back in the old ancient times. That was another ancient name for prophets, and then also the 1/3 right now too. Now going to 1 John, because the Messiah say, I never knew you, depart. He said, verily I never knew you, because the 2/3, their voice are not familiar, because they were not praying in the names of Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, and having a faith in keeping the commandments. 1 John 2 and 3, and hereby we do know that we know him, if we keep his commandments. So that's how we know Yahweh and Yahushua, because Yahushua said, if you love me, keep my commandments. So they don't love the Messiah, they hate the Messiah because they didn't listen, they didn't keep the commandments. And the Most High won't know the 2/3, and the Messiah will reject and say he don't know the 2/3 as well. So just wanted to go into that real quick. We are in hell. We're going through hell within hell, and to intensify even more. So hope this video was edifying. The water to the Rachak Wadash Bahasham Yahushua. Another video. To the next video I say, Shalom.